What are you guys having for lunch? Though I guess we lucked out in a sense and didn't have the childhood two brothers I knew religious, and so he got interested and he went to CCD and he got baptized and his communion, but that it was his choice. It was all his choice. And then when he was in CCD, the teacher was out for whatever reason, and there was like a sub kind of teacher that day, and she gave him shit for writing with his left hand and told him that people who are left-handed are minions for the devil, and that he was sinning.
The same fucking shit as
yeah, that he was sinning by using his left hand, and came out and told me everything, and I was like, yep, you're never going back. Like, that's the end of that. And he was like, that's crazy. And he started doing research on all these religions.
I don't see it being that way. Theoretically, if your hypothetical is you're the last person on the face of the planet, are you going to follow the rules? Fuck no. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. But if there are other people, I'm going to follow societal rules because it makes everybody else's life easier and better, usually. Right. Like, normally, right? There's outliers that won't, but you can come up with a hypothetical situation to defeat that, right? But you get what I'm saying. Like, if there are other people involved, I don't trust them with my life. So I'm going to slow down and be cautious.
Didn't trust
Self-preservation.
Let me catch up with chat real quick, and then we'll continue.
Yeah.
Hold on, I think I need to scroll. Religion. Okay, that's stream elements. Have you watched the movie Dogma? No. If not, you should. Lord Dwarf says every time. You'd stop every time. Kaz would too, every time. And then Lord Dwarf says, nice, that's a new goal. Get out of my town. Self-preservation always wins. Yeah. So the way I see it is like this. Jay answered the question the way I thought Jay would answer the question, because Jay, I feel like I know and I trust Jay, and that's why we play and hang out together. That's why we spend hundreds and hundreds of hours together, because Jay is rational and he follows the rules to the extent of reason. And that's what I was getting at. You follow the rules to the extent of reason. So I would find it really hard, say civil war breaks out, right?
Yeah.
If there's a person,
I ain't fighting for either side. I'm going to Canada. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying?
If there is a person who is, say, my significant other, and civil war breaks out, and they're the kind of person who would stop at that stop sign, stop at that stoplight, and they're the last person on Earth, and they're trying to follow these fucking societal rules when, like, shit hits the fan and things are completely irrelevant and like all hell's broken loose, it lets me know that you can't trust your own instincts, you can't trust yourself, you can't trust reason to not run the light or stop at the light. So I don't trust you because you can't even trust yourself. That's how I see it. You have to be able to trust yourself, your own reason, your own thought process, your own logic, whatever that may be. You can't just fucking follow and toe the line all the time for everything. Like that, it's just not realistic.
No, that's what being a sheeple is all about.
Yeah.
There's lots of sheeple.
No offense to anybody in the chat who said they would stop every time. No offense to you. In a zombie apocalypse, I just wouldn't follow you. You wouldn't be my leader. That's different than what you started with.
That's different than what you started with. You started with you're alone in an abandoned town. Would you run the stop sign?
Right, because that lets me know
different situations now.
That lets me know whether you trust yourself.
Okay, so let me clarify here. You brought up a new situation.
Yes, new situation.
If it were to be apocalyptic, end of the world, zombie apocalypse, or Civil War bullshit, I would not be following the law. I would care about self-preservation first. Does that make sense? So if I'm in a situation to where I have to blow through a stop sign or an intersection, I'm gonna fucking do it to survive. But if I don't have to, I'm gonna be cautious and take my time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's all I was kind of saying is like in my real life, the people that even online gaming Discord, like I feel like the people that I still surround myself around are those kind of thinking people.
Yeah.
Like people who are just overly obedient and submissive freak me out.
Yeah, same here.
That shit freaks me out.
Same. They don't think for themselves. They are programmed to deceive. What song is that?
I don't know.
That
Okay.
comes from, I believe, Hotel California. We
Go-
are programmed to deceive.
Golden Phoenix sent an essay. Hold on. Well, this is a hard one. My hours don't really reflect what I have now. Considering when I started playing it back then on the PlayStation 4, was mostly lost on there since my brother moved out with the PlayStation at the time. But now I'm a Steam user and I have about 549.8 hours. And if I were to guess, the PlayStation 4 time would be around 3 hours. And Kaz says, I definitely am not very obedient. We know this, Kaz. We know this. And then Golden Phoenix says, playing through many crashes and the many updates when multiplayer was a bunch of glowing electric orbs. When base building came in, it came in designated spots only, and crafting overhaul. Oof. Now I'm really beginning to understand why a lot of the people who played this game at the rip, like when I try to invite them now, they're like, nah, fuck that game. Like they're so over it because of how
bad it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that's why I came back to it, and I'm like, if okay, what they've done with No Man's Sky, what this studio has done with No Man's Sky, and how they produced this fucking idea, this massive idea, right? And over the years, they kept making it better and better and better, and they did it for free. They did it for free. They did not charge you DLCs. They did it for free. And they're about to add more stuff to the game and another expedition. They're about to come out with Worlds 2 soon, apparently, which is another big content overhaul, apparently. So, like, they are taking care of this game, and they're doing it for free. Once you've bought the base game, you get access to everything they've added, which is phenomenal, right? And they've got another game coming out called Light No Fire. And it's another epic idea, where instead of 18 quintillion planets scattered throughout a universe, I believe the idea is one super massive fucking planet that just goes on forever. It's gonna be like Dungeons and Dragons kind of shit. Like mages and warlocks and fucking like fighters and archers and stuff like that. Does that make sense? So that game is going to replace World of Warcraft for me. Because of how good this game is, I don't think I'm going to play WoW anymore. When Light No Fire comes out, I'm going to play it.
Ooh.
So